it, go see it.
How much does it cost to go there?
Well, it doesn't cost any much of anything.
The call
Stay
the
with me.
August 19th Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee meeting to order.
If I fly first class, which I'm doing, it costs me $140.
Okay, we're ready, we're rolling here. It's okay, no, that's okay, I'm sorry.
It's my fault.
Well, we hope everyone had a chance to read over the minutes. If we have, can we get a motion to approve or deny the minutes?
I motion that they be approved.
Okay.
Second.
A second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, aye, it's unanimous. We'll move right into old business, which only have one item tonight, which is National Night Out. AC, if you kind of give us a recap of how it went, and it was kind of a rainy night that night, but how many people showed up there? And
We were trying to guesstimate. It could have been anywhere between 800 and 1,000. There were quite a few people showed up, but that was an in and out thing. It was a good crowd, I thought, considering the weather wasn't real cooperative. Everything went off pretty well. The police department had an incident that day down at I think one of the hotels near the interstate, and tied them up for most of the day. But Cherie, luckily, had everything planned out pretty good, so it came in and we just rolled with it. So it went pretty good. I thought it was a good turnout.
I heard there was some new events and maybe a little controversy when it came to the tug-of-war this year.
There's a little controversy there.
Did we ever get that settled?
I still don't think it's settled all the way, but I know not enough people went in the mud. We worked on that pit all day. I wanted to see somebody get dirty.
I think somebody has vowed next year that people are getting dirty next year.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, anything up here? With
I saw an interview on Channel 2 with her very early in the morning, and she did a great job. Very personable, sounds really intelligent, really gung-ho about the city. It was really
Yeah.
nice.
It was awesome.
All right. We'll move into new business, and this Friday, August 23rd, is our 5K, our Hollow the Moon run. I think it's 10th, 11th, 12th, something like that is how many times we've done it. It's always a great race. Hopefully, I think the weather's supposed to cooperate
It looks
this
like
year. So how are we doing on sign-ups? How can people get signed up?
Well, so far I think we have, what is it, close to 80 now? About 82 people signed up. Of course, we also on the day of the event, we usually have a lot of people show up at the last minute. So I'm hoping we'll have a little over 100, maybe 150, as many as that. Julie, did Snap Fitness, they turned in 17, correct?
They did, and they're working on more.
Okay. So yeah, we're doing pretty good with sign-ups. We already got our shirts back. We're ready to go on that. Waffle House is contributing a lot. They're going to come out. They're donating 250 hamburgers, and they're going to bring their own grills, and they're going to cook for us.
Wow.
So that was a pretty big deal. So I think we're going to throw another 100 hamburgers on that, and keep it simple. Hamburgers and chips, and I think someone else is donating. Is it
Walgreens and Title Max donating some water.
right? Water and apples and bananas, and so
Right.
we're in pretty good shape for that.
And how do people sign up right now if they're interested?
Well, a lot of people have been dropping forms off at City Hall, but we've had several come into the Parks building and mail them in as well.
And they can sign up that night as well.
They can sign up that day of, and also in our office.
Are the sign-up forms online?
They are online on the city webpage.
City web?
And when does pre-registration end?
Pre-registration is up right until, pre-registration is till Tuesday, till tomorrow.
And the price, just so is that,
$25 for pre-registration,
I think this will air Thursday, and
$30 in.
say $30 the night up. Okay,
Right.
very good. If you're interested, come out. This has always been a great race. It's a lot of fun. Door prizes after, just a lot of fun.
A lot of people are donating this year for us. It's going to be really nice.
Box 100 is always there doing
They're gonna help out
wet
as well.
timing and traffic control. If I'm not mistaken, Laverne Rescue, aren't they there as well, or no?
I'm not sure about Laverne Rescue.
Okay. I know that there's a lot of flashing lights when you run up and down that road.
Yeah. Well, that might have been Ricky McCormick's vehicle.
Okay.
That thing looks like a UFO going down through there.
Okay.
It's pretty big.
But yeah, it's something to do, and if you don't run, if nothing else, come out and support it. It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. So I think, Jason, you're going to run this year, and I think you're going to kind of take up the baton and if Fred signed up yet?
He did.
He did? Okay, so Jason will be going against Fred this year. I'm gonna retire as a champion.
Slip his knee, right?
I'll do whatever you need to do. But, anyone else gonna, Bob, you gonna jump in this year?
No.
No, okay. All right. But anyway, it is a lot of fun, it really is.
Yeah.
And 8 o'clock is when it starts.
That's when the race starts, correct.
So you'll be signing up about 6 or so on? Okay, very good. All right, guys, anything else about How to Move?
Yeah, I just had, actually someone had dropped off a form today, and they had a really good suggestion. I thought I'd pass along, and I told her I'd pass it along. She said that she runs a lot of different races in the area, and said that you can register and pay online, and just thought she'd pass the idea on to see if that's something in the future that you could look at, where they could just register and then pay online without having to physically come in. So that is just a suggestion I said I'd pass on.
Okay.
I appreciate people that make it very easy to take my money.
Is it hard to do that?
Just sign up and pay online?
Right, because the city would have to create like a PayPal account or
There's
something.
a software that does it. I also believe that, I think we spoke about it, is, I don't know if you went through Nashville Striders or Nashville, but I believe they actually offer it to some races, so I don't, what it costs and so on. Maybe you know, Julie, I don't know.
Well, Rabbit Road Racing, who does our timing, they are supposed to have it up on their webpage as well, where you can register online
Okay. Good deal.
for our race.
All right, and
So just in case somebody, will this will show over the next couple days?
I believe it's Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
So is there a site that you could say in case anybody wants to sign up Thursday and pay online?
RabbitRoadRacing.com.
Is that like run like a rabbit?
It is,
So RABBIT ROAD RACING.com? Oh, good. So sign up.
Yep.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Just out of curiosity, how many people on average have we had in previous years sign up?
They may be answered better, but I know years I've run, I think the most was somewhere they were pushing 200 something.
That's correct. It's usually between 150 and 200.
And it's getting bigger. And I think, again, what hurt last year was we had bad weather, or the threat was there, and so a lot of people did not come out. There was some
Right.
thunderstorms in the area, but we still had a pretty good crowd. All right, we'll move on to new business, item number 2, which is
Well, I'm sorry, plus we have burgers this year. Do we always have burgers?
Well, we had barbecue last year,
Oh, okay.
but this year we're going to have burgers.
Okay. Fresh made burgers. That's worth a good run.
They're going to grill them on site.
Nice. Sorry I interrupted you.
No. It's good to put the menu out there. So. Fireworks at the park, September 1st, and that's going to be 6 o'clock it
That's
starts.
correct.
And we did get a replacement band.
We did. It's going to be a 70s band called Wildfire. They're going to come out, I think, this week or next week and scout the area out, and we're going to look at the best way to set it up. They're supposed to be pretty good. I know Smyrna has used them for a few things, and we've seen a video on YouTube, but it's a little bit fuzzy, but we're hoping that they turn out to be really good.
Good deal.
That's a Sunday, right?
That is a Sunday, and the next day everybody's off, so
That's
that should
right.
be really good. Come out and enjoy the fireworks and take the next day off.
And there'll be food vendors?
Actually, we're gonna cook hamburgers ourselves and hot dogs, and I think, did you say a funnel cake guy's gonna
There
come
is a
out?
funnel cake
So
guy.
we have a couple of little things like that. We're gonna do some ice cream maybe. And should be fun.
Will water be donated for kids, and are there bouncies?
What do we do about the bouncies? Is that still
We still have to check into that, but they are planned.
right? They're
Right, 'cause
planned.
Bounce
that's
houses are
a
planned.
total relocation, right? So we're not sure whether they can actually move from July 4th to the 1st of September, right?
Well, we just have to make sure they're available for that day. Yeah.
So I actually did two things at once there, I'm sorry. Did we get a lot of water donated so we can give it to little kids who seem to be thirsty?
We'll definitely have water there. Yes.
Oh, good.
I know this is, you can't really look at the weather this far in advance, but is there a plan in place if, heaven forbid, we get more rain again when we have fireworks?
Please don't
Push
say
it
that.
through.
We're going this time.
I'll be there.
We gotta go.
So bring your poncho.
Put it out there, that ass.
number 3, September 7th, and Kathy, maybe you could answer this a little better than everybody. I put this on their Miss Laverne pageants, and I know that there's, if you let us know ways to sign up,
Yes.
where it's going to be, just tell us a little bit about.
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to say that the mayor has in her office a lot of donated dresses, and she also had gone actually to Goodwill today and found a bunch of beautiful dresses for $250 each, and went ahead and bought them. So they range in ages from toddler all the way up to sizes that high school girls could wear. Of course, the toddlers would go with the baby show, but then our Little Miss, our Young Miss Laverne, Junior Miss Laverne, and Miss Laverne pageants are September 7th. August 31st at 3 o'clock, which is the day before the end of the year, end of summer bash fireworks show, we are having a free workshop for any girl who wants to come and is going to be in the pageant. One of the people who work for the National American Miss Organization is going to come. It's going to be right here in the boardroom at 3 o'clock. She's going to teach them how to walk in the gowns and how do you make your turns to make the girls a little bit more competitive and give them that week or so to practice their walking, teach them how to answer questions. Every girl will answer one question at the pageants. Pageant entry fee is $25. You can either print it from online, oldtimersfestival.com, or lavernetn.gov. If you go to the city webpage, you scroll down about a third of the way. On the right-hand side, you'll see the green Old Timers Festival logo. You click that. That will put you into the whole everything for Old Timers Festival. The registration deadline is August 30th. I may extend that through the weekend for that pageant workshop. Just, fair warning, I may go ahead and do that if I've got girls who come and say, well, I hadn't registered, but I wanted to see what this is about. I may go ahead and accept applications that Saturday at the workshop. Rehearsals for the pageants are September 6th at 6 p.m. or September 7th, which is the day of the pageant, at 10 a.m. You do not have to go to both. You do need to come to one. Pageants will begin. Little Miss is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Young Miss is at 3 o'clock. Mayor Mosley is actually emceeing those pageants. The Junior Miss Laverne is at 5 o'clock, and Miss Laverne is the grand finale at 7. And the former Miss Delaware is actually emceeing that pageant. We're kind of excited about that. We do have our judges in place. They are all from out of town. They do not have ties to the city. We have people who are ranging from pageant experience to a business person who's actually you would know the store. I'm not going to say what the name of the store is, maybe until afterwards, because we don't want people to start lobbying the judge. But definitely people from out of town are judges. We don't want people with ties to the city to be judges. We don't want to have that perception of anything, one girl being treated differently than another girl. During the pageant, and this is kind of an FYI that I tell everyone, the judges are being instructed not to judge the people competing against the other people competing. They are asked to look at that girl on an individual basis, and then they just score her for her, how she walks and stage personality and things like that. And how does she answer the question? Questions could be, what do you want to be when you grow up? What's your favorite movie and why? And this is just an example of what you might ask. Tell us someone you admire. The judges technically do not pick who the winner is. The winner is picked when the judges are also asked not to talk to each other. They just score. We have a runner, probably me. I will come and collect their score sheets. We will take them away and tally them. Then we have someone who double checks the tallies. That's how the winner is determined, by the total of the scores. So the judges aren't putting their heads together and picking one person. They're not judging the girls against the other girl. It's how you do yourself up there on that stage. Again, judges from out of town that have no ties to the city, we try to keep it very fair. But the winners will be in the parade at Old Timers Festival that next Saturday morning. And of course, you see on the poster behind Bruce there, we feature them all over everything all throughout the year. They'll come to different events and things like that. And then the next year they'll crown the new queens.
And where are we at with applicants right now?
Oh, they're starting to come in. We got the little information sheets in all the schools last week. And so I had already had probably about 10 on hand. And my phone's been ringing now. My phone's been ringing. I expect we'll probably have between 8 and 12, 8 to 15 girls per pageant, which is a really good number.
And that's what happened last year, right? I mean, it was kind of slow, and then until the very end, and
at the
then
very
it got
end,
very big.
And again, if there is concern about a young lady not being able to afford a dress, we'll do whatever we can here at City Hall to help out. As I said, Mayor Mosley has already gone, and we've had people who've donated dresses. If you've got dresses you want to donate, old bridesmaid dresses or prom dresses sitting in your closet gathering dust, you know you'll never use it. It might be something that it'll mean whether a girl can compete or not. So we'll accept donations like that also.
And where can they call your office? Or
They can call my office, 287-8690. Also, the pageant will actually be at Laverne High School. I failed to mention that, Laverne High School. So thank you, Mr. Ash, for letting us host it.
Is this schedule on the laverne.gov website under the
Yes,
old-timers?
lavernetn.gov. And the schedule that I handed out is actually the full old timer schedule. Anyone who might be watching this or listening in, you can go to oldtimersfestival.com or lavernetn.gov and click on entertainment. That is the full schedule, everything from the pageant through when the hot air balloons will be there to baby show to what performers are going to be when, Army Rock Wall coming, all that good stuff.
before we jump into Old Timers Festival, you want to say anything about the baby pageant, which is the
We
following
are
week?
having on Sunday during Old Timers Festival a baby show. Beautiful baby show. Of course, all babies are beautiful. If all babies look like, never mind. Winston Churchill, all babies look like, I'm just saying. But we're going to have at 2 o'clock from 2 to 4 on that Sunday, September 15th, under the entertainment tent. We'll have a baby show. The cost for that is $20. Parents, of course, can carry their babies up there. I don't care if they're newborn or up to 4 years, 11 months, and 30 days old. The parents can walk those kids up there on that stage. The baby show, they don't have to do anything except dress up and hopefully not cry or kick their parents. That might not score well with the judges.
That was a lot of fun. I mean, last year.
Yeah, you were MC. Do you want to MC it again this year, Tom?
If y'all ask, I will. That's what I'll say.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yes,
actually had
Tom
fun.
should do it.
I'm sorry.
Did that sound like an ask right there?
That was a question.
I think he agreed.
Yeah, I will do it.
Okay, good.
If that's
Good.
what you all would like. So it was a lot of fun. I hope it's not 95 degrees again, like it was
Well,
last
we're
year.
going to hopefully maybe talk Box 100 and putting their cooling fans or
Nice.
misting fans near that entertainment tent.
The only thing
I'm looking at Chief Davidson sitting there going,
the only thing I request is we get together at some point to work on some of those names. Because some of those names were very difficult. But, and
you just call it Baby Winston.
No.
I actually am still looking for judges for that baby show, but it will be much like the Miss Laverne pageants. They will not be anyone with local connections. They will be from out of town. Again, we don't want anyone to think for a second that there's any kind of favoritism one way or another. And I will tell you this story just because I can, because you said, hey, Kathy, talk. My daughter entered the pageant the first year, and I apologize, and hopefully she's not watching this. She came in dead last. That is what I say proof positive that there's no favoritism. She came in last, and thankfully she doesn't mind. We just had fun with it.
And if I can jump in there, what you said about tallying, it's absolutely right. Say those three were judges from out of town. They hand in independent scores, and the talliers sit back there and then add them, and then hand it over to the next and double check it.
Double check it.
I can assure you that it is fair, and it's just a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of the girls, first time they're nervous and so on, but I think a lot of them came back the next year. And
What I find interesting now, this is our third year, is the parents who have said their kids will never come back, or no, that was horrible. They come back. But we kind of look at it, yes, it's nice when the girls can win, but when you've got 12 or 15 girls competing for one title, not everyone's going to win. There are going to be a lot more people disappointed than there are people who are happy. And to that I say, and this is what the mayor said, when the parents can work with the girls and make it a day to pamper the girls and a day for mommy and daughter or father and daughter to spend with that girl, you don't have to win to feel like a queen. You know, the parents can be in the audience giving them flowers and saying how proud they are of their girls. And I really think that it depends on the parent attitude or the family attitude with what that child will walk away with. And we really want them to have a good time. You know, that's going to be the top. And give the parents an excuse to spend that day pampering that girl. Not that girls need an excuse to be pampered, but
Oh, yes, they do. They're children.
fix their hair, do their nails, even if you do your own nail polish, you know, it's nice to give them that attention.
All
And
right.
I hope Jason over there, the dad of a new daughter, is hearing all these little tips.
It'll be a while before we go get nails
Now,
done.
True.
now your son was in the baby pageant last year.
Yes, both will be in this year.
All right, awesome, very good.
Do you
And,
talk
and I'm
about
not
the
judging,
jars?
and no one in this room is judging. So,
Just give me those names later.
yeah.
Do you talk about the jars? I went last year for part of it, and I didn't know there were jars, and
People's
I thought
choice.
Yes,
People's
People's
choice. This year, actually, just again, I'm glad you brought that up. We've learned a little bit every year, and one of the feedback we got last year is people did not like being able to look and seeing all that cash in those jars. This year, we're actually spray painting the inside of the jars so you can't look in.
Oh, good idea.
And that way, it really is I think the fair spirit of competition where someone's not going to whip out a checkbook and write a $300 check. What the jars are for are the People's Choice Awards. It is another opportunity for a girl to win a title. It's Miss People's Choice, the People's Choice Award. If you have the Little Miss Laverne competing, let's say we've got 12 girls, you've got 12 jars sitting out. They go in, we have people who count the money, and that one jar that has collected the most money, it's a 50-50 split. They will get half the money that's in all those jars. The other half goes back to the pageant to help offset the cost of the crowns and the trophies and everything like that. What we hope to do eventually, I'm hoping this 2014 or 2015 will be the year we start. We want to build it where it turns into a scholarship pageant.
Oh, nice.
And we're getting there. Every year we've made a little bit. The first year I think we broke even, and we're making a little bit more each year. And I'm thinking that by next year or the year after, it will be able to be a scholarship pageant. What I would hope is that we can make enough, even if it's a $300 scholarship for the winners, you know, somehow to let those girls take that money and use it for college.
Nice.
It's a great idea.
Eventually.
So everybody is probably waiting for me to ask this question. The money that Mayor Mosley has expended on those dresses, she either just did it on her own or
She does it on her own. She
Oh,
does
so-
not get reimbursed
Okay,
for that.
thank you, because I
Yes.
just didn't want anybody thinking that somehow money was coming out of the budget to buy dresses, even though I think it's an okay idea for a family who needs it.
Right.
I just think
yeah,
it would-
those
it would
are
be
those are
difficult to
donated. Those are
talk about.
donated, whether it's by
Nice.
the mayor who's found the dresses or by sponsors, or if people have donated old prom dresses. Those dresses are all donated. The expenditures that we actually do put out, just kind of FYI, flowers. The girls will get flowers. Each of the girls who enters will get something.
Oh, good,
Last year they got the little medallion. They all got something.
good.
It pays for the crowns, it pays for the trophies, it pays for the sashes. I think that usually if we have a custodian there, we need to make a contribution to that custodian working. And I'm thinking that's like $200 goes to that person because they're there Friday night and then all day
All day.
Saturday and into Saturday night.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's not much of an hourly wage when you crunch
Then we
it.
will also, for our judges, we'll give them a thank you bag. We don't pay them, but we might put in a gift card to, I don't know, Will Stands or I love Will Stands. We probably wouldn't give it to Will Stands because they're all from out of town. It'd
They
probably
can eat
be-
before they leave. They do breakfast on
They
Sunday
do
mornings
that. They
now.
do that. It's
Yeah.
super good. But we do.
I think
we
Will
do
Stands is
that.
okay.
We'll have snacks there. We'll also pay a photographer to come in to do the formal pictures. So there are a lot of costs
There is a lot of
affiliated
costs.
with it, but a lot of us are sponsoring girls. The mayor will, like, she's bought dresses for the girls. So, again, if anyone feels discouraged that they're having, I can't afford it or whatever, and they just are aching to do it, come talk to us. We'll find a way to make it happen.
So Kathy, you said your number really quickly. Could you say your number more slowly so that people can get to you and ask for the help?
287-8690.
Oh, God. 287.
287-8690.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'll help you with calls.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Or you can email me, ktyson@lavernetn.gov.
Are any volunteers needed? I know we've got normally a lot taken care of.
I've got several volunteers already for general admission. I probably will need more people to help tally votes. And the reason it's a challenge is because the first pageant's at 1, the last one's at 7. So I might have someone who can only come and help with the first 2. So yeah, if anyone is interested in volunteering, let me know. I'm looking at you, Deborah.
Yes, well, Harrison is trying to volunteer.
Okay.
And this is probably going to sound so hokey, but I've left it up to him whether he wants me hanging around. So, independence is really important. And so if he does volunteer for a big chunk of the day, I've told him I want to see the young ones this year. I didn't see them last year. So if he's okay with it, I'll work the whole day. And I'm
Okay.
sorry, it probably sounds dreadful, but, I got to let go of the boy.
Well,
So-
and something we could use him for also, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to run away with your meeting. We could use his help, like we'll have to have classical CDs to play during the intermission,
Oh, I have
or
some
while
of
the
those.
girls are walking. I would love to give something like that to him to make sure the music is playing.
Oh, I'll tell him.
I mean, it sounds so simple, but when you
Oh,
have to
no.
have someone to run over, flip that CD or hit restart on it.
Right.
Not
And
flip it, I'm thinking record still.
I think he was told something about early in the morning setting up tables, and then you switch out people to watch the money. I know I watched those jars last year, which is probably how I remembered it. And I'm so glad you're going to paint those jars, because I watched parents come by and panic about money.
We don't
And
want that.
I wanted to give them all money, and I didn't have any. And it was really trying for someone like me, so I'm really glad you're painting the jars.
So you're gonna have a jar with a lid too, so you can't see in there physically?
We've
Or try to
got,
find something?
well, they're going to be painted. I think they're doing the silver spray paint, so it's nice and shiny. They talked about doing the lids. I don't know if they are.
Well, it's hard to get the money in with the lids.
Yeah.
And when they put them kind of back, it was on the back towards the wall.
It's going to be really hard to reach over
Right,
and do
so,
that.
some of the parents were definitely in there. I mean, one mom really wanted to check the money big time. I mean, I understand why completely. If Harrison was in one of those things, I'd empty my account.
Well, we don't want people to do that.
Well, true, but we
But
really
yeah,
do want our
yeah.
kids to feel special. So,
Yeah, I did have just a couple quick questions. If you were talking about judging criteria, if someone wanted to know what categories you judge on, will you have that information available?
I can
on
make
the-
it available.
Okay,
Yes.
'cause that would be nice if someone
Right.
not doing
Yep,
this before
yep.
to make them feel more comfortable. One question, and I know that you talked earlier that the first year you didn't, you probably just broke even on the pageant. What estimated type of profits did you do last year?
I think
or
last
beginning?
year it was, and don't hold me to this number, but I think that we were about 1,000 to the good
Oh, that's
last
good.
year.
Good. And then one last question, any proceeds or profits from the baby show, do they roll over into the Miss Laverne?
No, that just goes back into,
Back into the
because
baby
it
show?
is part of Old Timers, that goes
Oh,
back
it goes
into
into
Old
the
Timers.
festival.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
excellent first question. Is it possible to put that criteria up on the sites?
Yeah, that's totally possible.
So, because that would be really,
Mm-hmm.
really great. You may end up with more people than you want. But that's such a great idea.
Don't kick your parents.
Good one. Hey, with karate, they used to tell those kids from the moment you get out of the car, if whatever you're seen doing will roll up. It's not just what you're doing in the ring.
And I haven't looked at the tally sheets this year yet to look at the judges' sheets, But I am thinking it was also sportsmanship was one of them. And during the pageant rehearsals, we emphasize that it's not sportsmanship just for the children, but for the families who are there. You have to display good sportsmanship.
Good for you.
You have to. And people, you know, one or two just have not.
Well, then they'll
But we
be pointed.
expect that. We do expect it, no matter. My daughter used to compete in pageants, and there's always one. There's always one. I don't care how much experience there is.
As far as I see it, any child that gets up on that stage, they're all winners for
That's
time.
exactly right.
Can I jump on that? Because the first year we did it, a week later, we went to Old Timers Festival. And I actually, a parent met me and told me how much they disagreed with the whole pageant and that whole idea. And where I disagree is, winner or loser, it takes a lot of confidence and it builds esteem to get up there and even to answer questions and put that dress on. I've not done it myself, but I've watched these girls do it. And I guess my point is, it's no different down the road in doing that in interviews or whatever. So I think it builds confidence.
Well, you know, we don't have a talent portion. We definitely don't have a bikini or swimsuit portion. It is just that dress. It does not have to be a pageant dress. If a girl wants to wear her Sunday best, particularly for the Miss and the young Miss, I think as they get older to the junior Miss and the Miss, they do need the bigger prom type dresses and gowns rather than a Sunday, you know, to your knees kind of dress. But for those girls, it does boost the girls that we've talked to. Actually, I know backstage can be tough. You know, Harley, who works in the water billing, she works with them, but we don't. One of the things that we do not do is we don't call them all out on stage and say the winner is, and have the girls who didn't win standing up there. We will call the girls out as they win. So if there is disappointment, they're backstage, and the parents don't have to look at that, you know, face of. But again, so much of it is with the families. If you tell the girls, get out there, have a good time, practice for whatever your goals are, you know, just have fun with it. Have a good time. Let's have a day of pampering for you. That's what it really is. That and the people, the little kids love watching them in the parade, drive by it at Christmas and at Old Timers.
Yeah, I especially had a big Old Timers Festival, not last year, but the year before. You had the contestant winners at the festival at the main tent entrance, and I happened to be working up there. I had the biggest kick out of watching those young little people. They were just in awe over those girls and their dresses and their crowns. It was a huge day of them up there.
And we are doing that again this year. We're handing out maps this year again.
Oh, good.
All right, well, let's segue into number 4, which is Old Timers Festival, since we're talking about that. And it's September 13th through the 15th. Friday night, just rides, basically. The parade Saturday morning. And we've made some changes, and we talked about each other the last few months, but let's go over them again. I don't know if AC or Kathy or Julie or who wants to take it first.
Well, Kathy has a good bit of news to share, so I'll let her take that.
Well, I started to say, do I have the good news, you know, the good news or the
Yes,
bad news
yes.
first? But I'm just going to skip over the bad news and tell you the good news. We actually are changing carnival companies. It is a carnival company called Derby City Amusements. You can Google them, look them up online. They are phenomenal. They are going to bring, and we'll have to actually take it to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to approve the contract at your next board meeting. We're going to have to do a verbal commitment to them. They're going to bring a Ferris wheel, the paratrooper ride. They have got it. It's just, they call it the Hammer, also known as the kamikaze ride, where it's that big thing that has the two things that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not getting on it. You won't see me on anything that causes any of that.
I agree.
No. I think they said they have a tilt-a-whirl. They have got little kid coasters and train rides.
Very cool.
It is, we have found this carnival that is going to be 10 times better than the one last year. And you're like, what happened to the one last year? They never signed their contract. We have been begging them for the last 9 months to sign the contract. So the last contact I had with them was, I'll go ahead and tell you the bad news. About 2 weeks ago, I called and I said, we're scheduling police to have security out there. We need to know your date of arrival. And the person at Paradise Amusement said, we decided 3 days ago we're not coming.
Wow.
Well, the bottom of my little world just dropped out. And AC was like, Kathy, sometimes things happen for a reason. And we worked with Randolph Salyers, who is our codes director, who worked in Smyrna. And I talked with him. I'm like, you guys have carnivals in front of the bowling center a lot. Who are the good ones? And he, by gosh, pulled out this list of good carnivals, gave me the list. I got on the phone and spent several hours calling them. And as luck would have it, this fabulous carnival had a week open. They're in Bowling Green, Kentucky, right before ours. And then they're going to roll down to ours before they go on to their next one.
What's amazing about that is I remember 2 years ago, I mean, it was 9 months of trying to find somebody because
Yep.
it was kind of late. So to find them this late was
It's a miracle.
That was, like I said, things happen for a reason. That worked out really good.
awesome.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when we got confirmation that they were coming, AC said, so you're not going to sleep tonight, are you? And I'm like, no, I'm going to sleep tonight. It's all those other nights I didn't sleep. But we have Friday night, we've got the Songwriters Unplugged, which is
question,
just...
please. So it'll be in the same place and the
Yes.
same number of rides?
We're going to have more rides this year.
And will the cost be the same? I don't remember what the cost was last year.
I don't have the carnival contract yet, so I don't
Okay.
have that information.
Okay.
The carnival was sending it to this contact of ours, and he's going to run it here to City Hall, and we're going to get with Evan Cope, the city attorney, immediately to look it over and get it fast-paced, where the city is protected, where our residents are protected, and where it's just a win for everyone. But I don't have that yet.
So I guess there's two sides. What's the charge to the city? But then there's the charge to the
That's the
patrons
big
to play,
question,
right?
Deborah.
Oh,
and
so both, okay.
It's a very valid question. The first year we did it, we got 20% of their ticket sales. Last year, I think they had 10%, maybe. I don't know this year. Not until I get it. I am at the point this year, though, I'm on my knees just grateful that they're coming. And I'm not going to pull any punches. I hope that we'll get a percent of the ticket sales. I have
We're
to
That's
see.
pretty
They're
much
gonna be
standard.
really eager to do that because they did mention wanting to get into a 3-year
A 3-year
contract possibly.
option,
So
yes.
if they're already talking about that, I'd say they're probably very willing to work with us.
Yeah, it'd make good business sense if they want to
Mhm.
continue
Yeah.
working relationship to do that.
I think it's pretty much standard that there is a cut, you know, how much it is,
Right.
especially if we can do it and work it out where they're going to come here for 3 years.
Right.
It may actually boost that, but I think it's pretty safe to say that Evan's not going to, well, he doesn't agree upon or don't, whether it's a good contract, he's going to make sure we have a good contract.
Right. Bruce, I know you were.
Well, I just see that we have 2 performance slots available, and I'm curious if there were someone watching this and they wanted, how does someone fill a performance slot?
You call me.
I don't want to do it.
And what's that number, Kathy?
They call me.
And what was that number again?
287-8690. 8690. The performance slots would be over. We've got one on that old-fashioned gospel homecoming hour on Sunday. That one we would really urge, you know, if it's that fits with that theme, old-fashioned gospel homecoming, we'd like to see you there. And then 5 to 6 on the community stage. That is the stage, and also from 2 to 3. That's the stage over where the music in the park has been held. It's that concrete slab. That's something that would have to be unplugged. We don't have, you know, we're not going to have the sound and lights and all that set up there. But if there's like a dance studio and they want their kids to get out there, if someone wants to do a taekwondo presentation or what is it that they do, the Zumba demonstration or something, that's what those slots are for.
If we had like a group of high school kids who had a little band, would they be considered? to
Sure,
do something like
absolutely. But they can't, it's not plugged in, so they can't have the amps or anything like that.
this? I mean, I'd like to see a little more of the community.
I think that would be
get involved in
awesome.
it.
I think that'd be great. We did send out letters to all the schools inviting them. We got confirmation from the Coraliers, they're coming, they'll be performing right after the intro on Saturday. The band is gonna be coming, they'll be in the parade, and then I think we've got the Waldron, Roy Waldron Elementary, their drama club, and maybe their dance team, I
That's
think.
drama, music, and dance.
Yeah.
From Roy Waldron.
Jumping back to the parade, how are we there with the entries and so on?
The entries, the parade I'm actually kind of excited about. I did just go on to the Shriners page. They do have us up there, so hopefully we'll get lots of Shriners again. On the downside, I am gonna have to call them tomorrow because they have it on Sunday and not Saturday. But I think they'll just have to make that fix and we'll be good there. What I think is different this year about the parade, instead of 8 fire trucks, we are only gonna have 3. That's because when they've been called for emergencies, they have trouble getting the fire trucks out to go respond if there is a house fire. We've asked them just to send 1 truck per station this year. That's gonna be plenty. The Grand Marshal is going to be, oh, I've just blanked their name out. The Vietnam Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder is our Grand Marshal. They're they're a motorcycle club that honors POWs and MIAs. Tom Oakley has been instrumental in confirming them for us, and he is a Laverne resident. We actually got not an Old Timers Festival parade application, but just a parade application, coincidentally, from a group of charros, however you pronounce it, which are basically the Mexican cowboys.
Ooh.
They have some event or festival that day. They were wanting to have a parade from Smyrna all the way into Antioch. On our parade day, at our parade time, we had to tell them no. But instead, we invited them to come to our parade. We're meeting with them at 10 o'clock tomorrow, so we'll probably have 50 horses with the big sombrero, not the horses wearing the sombreros, but the riders in their sombreros and all their sequined costumes.
Nice.
That are going to be part of that parade. We are, probably Deborah and I this week are going to be making calls to the parade entries and getting more people to confirm. Like the pageant, they always come in at the last minute. But I think that between the Shriners and the Rolling Thunder and the Cowboys, the Charros, I think it'll be really neat. $300 first place entry, $200 for second place, $100 for third place. I am still looking actually for judges for the parade entries. And I might ask you guys, because I don't think it, except for Laura, because she's got someone entered into it. This one is not as urgent that it's not a local Laverne, because it's going to be mostly Laverne people anyway. So if any of you guys up there want to be parade entry judges, I would love that.
But there are financial rewards?
There are.
Okay.
But we can do the same thing where y'all don't know. You can just rate and hand it over.
Oh, that's, of course, protection.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so that is Friday night, the Songwriters Unplugged. Saturday's a big day. They have the Country Ham breakfast with the
5
Rescue
o'clock.
Squad.
6?
5 o'clock, isn't it? Don't they do it an hour earlier?
5 o'clock, yeah. Well, they do the 5 o'clock. I know it has 6 on here. They do the 5 o'clock for like city employees have to work. They can come in.
It's definitely worth attending.
We got the parade lineup here at Bicentennial Park, which is right here at City Hall. We've got, of course, Rolling Thunder. Then the festival will open. We'll have welcoming remarks by Alderman Broker and the mayor. Then the Coraliers are going to perform. We brought back this year, and I know, Deborah, you asked that at the workshop, but it is Skin and Bones. The Animal Circus is coming back. And then we've got music scheduled the rest of the day, anything from bluegrass to the family-friendly hip-hop, country. This Misha, I heard a CD of hers, and she's pretty amazing. We've got, of course, Friday night and Saturday night starting at 4. We do have the hot air balloon confirmed. We are not selling tickets in advance. Tickets are going to be $7.50 for adults, $5 for ages 12 and under. That is going to be first come, first served, strictly first come, first served. And the reason we're not selling them in advance is if they don't come, I don't want to refund $7.50 for 200 people or $5 for 200 people, however much it is. So that's why we're going to only sell day of. And our finance director thanks us all for that. That would
I
be,
have a question. Couldn't you make a clause that's non-refundable? Because there have been requests already coming in if they could do that to get the tickets in advance.
I don't think it's going to be fair to start selling them like that. It's just going to be day of. We'll have a table set up there. I think that Donna Rue is asking Evie to see if they want to set it up on Friday night. So we'll also be looking for help Saturday evening. What I put on our Facebook page today, it's like almost going viral, that post. People are so excited about it. But we are saying all photographers are welcome to come and take pictures of the balloon. They will start inflating the balloon at 4 o'clock. So just to watch the whole process of it going up. They are tethered rides. It will be up to that pilot or the owners of that Old Hickory Aviation to decide whether or not the wind and the weather will be okay to fly. If we have real gusty winds, they can't do it. Someone said, are they going to be there all day? They can't be there all day because I guess in the afternoons as air warms up, the wind is faster as you go up higher in the balloon, and I'm not a weather person to understand this. But at sunrise and at sunset are the 2 times of day that hot air balloons will traditionally go up. And that's why it's going to be in the afternoon, early evening on Friday and Saturday.
So on our site, we're telling people that the balloon will start to blow up at 4, but that means the rides really will go from like 5
Probably
to
5 till 7. Now,
Okay.
if we have long lines, I have the option of letting them stay a little bit longer. And we can do that, have the balloon stay, and I'm sure he would want to anyway. I really think that's going to be a huge attraction this year. I have talked with the food vendors in the back. They are so excited that hot air balloon is going to be on the football field because it's going to push people back there to the food trucks. I'll have to talk to AC about this. I got one food vendor who wants to know if he can open up Friday night. And I'm okay with it if our health department is okay with it, because we'll have people back there.
We'll have to get them inspected early.
Yeah, we'll have to get them inspected early, but, I mean, he already may have his health inspection certificate anyway.
We'll talk to him and see. I mean,
Yeah.
if he's the only one open,
He's
he
gonna,
better bring a lot.
well, and speaking of food, the other thing, and this is related to the other carnival not coming, the other carnival had in their contract that they never signed that they had exclusive rights to funnel cakes, cotton candy, candy apples, popcorn, and fresh squeezed lemonade. I have called every one of the food vendors that have already signed up, and I said they do not have the exclusive anymore. You can bring all that stuff. So I know that one of them actually has changed. He had only a lemonade truck or something before, and he's bringing his funnel cake truck now too.
Mm-hmm.
So we will have more than one place where you get funnel cakes.
Now, Kathy, you mentioned last time that was a challenge to food vendors.
Mm-hmm.
Have they started rolling in as far as getting many more food vendors there?
We've actually had several more that have come in, and one of the things, and again, it's been a very, it's been really good for us that Deborah works with the Chamber of Commerce right out front here. She has gone, she's spent some time with our local businesses, along with Monteque, promoting our Buy Local program, but while we're doing that, she's also talked to the restaurants and said, would you be willing to feed the volunteers? And when people are there for, 12 or 18 hours, however long it is, we've got to keep them hydrated, we've got to keep them fed. So with Deborah going to these businesses, she's got a lot of food that's been donated. So like Domino's is coming, and part of their donation, as an in-kind contribution, they're able to set up their food truck. And actually, the donation would have been worth $300, and to set up a food truck is $200. So we count them as a $100 sponsor
Oh, nice.
because it's $100, ahead. I think you also maybe have Jim and Nick's confirmed. They want to bring their barbecue truck.
Yeah, that was another one. I'm waiting to hear back for confirmation on them. Chick-fil-A is another one. They're going to do something. We're just waiting to receive complete confirmation on that. Taylor Farms is another one that's going to be helping. I'm looking to get some fresh fruit and vegetables for the weekend event. But they have told me that they would help with the event. And let's see, I feel like Krispy Kreme Donut is going to be providing donuts. So
for all you runners burning up all those calories
Yeah,
Friday
don't worry.
night, we'll restock you if you volunteer.
The income for the hot air balloon rides, does the city reap any financial reward?
That we are not going to make money on the hot air balloon rides. I thought about that long and hard, and in acknowledging that we have a lot of people who live in our city who are not on the rich end of the socioeconomic scale, we couldn't just not charge anything because of the cost. The cost is $2,800 for those 2 days to get that balloon here. By the way I calculated it, he said he could get 4 to 6 people up and down in a 5, and you're not going to be up in the air long enough to get up there, take a couple of pictures, and then come back down, because
How high up do you go? Sorry.
Huh?
How high up do you go?
It's up to him the day of, depending on
okay.
the winds. I actually read that today. I'm like, how high up do we go? We're not going to break even. But skin and bones, we don't charge anything either. So I kind of count it toward something that we can bring to our community. Kids who live here who would never have that opportunity, adults who live here who would never have that opportunity. I've got it in my entertainment budget, and I'm still, when I look at the bigger budget, well under that. We're not, but the $750 and $5 will help offset part of that fee.
Good.
But yeah, it's not going to be a moneymaker. The
I
hot air
still say
balloon.
that just an added benefit.
It's going to be the
I agree.
experience.
It's the experience, but, you know, people are gonna be in Lake Forest, and maybe, I don't know, maybe they don't know there's anything going on, and you're gonna see this.
You're
hot
going to
air
see this
balloon,
lit up balloon
and
going
what is
up.
going on right now? Where is that coming from? And they're gonna wanna, it's gonna help advertise.
And I think I think it really will pull people in for the rest of the festival too, whether it's the carnival rides or our food vendors or crafters.
I think we all have kids here, or whether they're grown or not, but as kids, when my kids would see a carnival or whatever, they wore you out until you took them there, so, you know.
When you combine that, a Ferris wheel with a hot air balloon, kid right by and sees that, they're gonna go nuts. They're gonna wanna get in there. So it's a very visual thing. I think it's gonna be a big hit.
And another thing that I'm working on this time, and I'm so excited that I put this in the budget to work with. One of the things that they offered last year were the free shuttle rides, but really you didn't know about it. So we're having our Public Works Department make, free shuttle stop signs. We're going to put those up.
Nice.
And then I got quotes from a sign company. They're going to be able to do the arrow signs like, and I've said this to other people, Bangkok 200 miles, London 3,000. You've seen those signs that go different directions. Mm-hmm. We're going to do that this year for like crafts, hot air balloons, entertainment.
Fun.
So we're going to have those set up at 4 shuttle stops in the park where you have that shuttle sign, but then it's going to be long enough where I have these are the other things you don't want to miss. I am going to go try to find that like outdoor ribbon to also tie to those signs to make it, I don't know where to find it, probably Joann's, I don't know. But I want to do that too.
I didn't know there was a difference between indoor and outdoor.
Someone told me outdoor ribbon. I didn't know that either, but I'm going with it. They say there's outdoor ribbon.
Kathy, when it comes to the hot air balloon, the tickets, will they go on sale as he's inflating it, or is there a specific time that?
That's a good question. I'm guessing we'll probably wait till he's there and inflating it.
Okay.
Or earlier that day if he says weather is good. I'm going to wait for him to give us the green light that it's actually going to go up before we start selling. So that's kind of flexible.
Okay. I'm just thinking, you said there's so much excitement with it, is that those people that are already trying to hop on, they're and they can be there.
I'll probably wait till I get the green light from the pilot before we start sales. Mm-hmm. And it's also going to depend also on when our volunteers can be there to sell the tickets.
I had one other question, and AC, when you said about having a visual for the festival, this is just a suggestion that I would like to see put in place. Since the park does not sit right on Murfreesboro Road and not having that visual, I think it would be beneficial to the festival to have some type of lighted sign or some type of sign up there on that one of those corners. I don't even know if that's something possible, that Old Timers Festival and Carnival this way. I don't know if that's
I'm
anything
ordering
we could do.
that this year.
You are?
I'm actually ordering the banners, the banner to go right at the corner of Floyd Mayfield and Murfreesboro Road. Like Cherie, Officer Robertson did for National Night Out. She had the banner up. I would like to probably next year do, you see them mounted on light poles where you've got the banners that are mounted. I'd like to do that next year, but this year, because I'm doing some of this other stuff, I can't do it with the budget, but next year I'd like to do that where our street folks can put that up. One of the things that we talked about is whether the banners would fit the brackets where we have the Christmas lights. And I'd actually meant to make that phone call, and time has gotten away from me, because if
That's
the
a great
banners can
idea.
fit that, bam, you know, you're done.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And the other idea is what Tom used to talk about. Tom, wasn't that one of your ideas to have the, yeah.
To what?
Or having something over the street.
I love that. I love that idea. And I think that Murfreesboro Road, that's what's been the challenge, because it's not a city-owned road. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, she have to, last I heard from Kristen was that we had to get approval through TDOT, and what her preliminary thought was it had to be on an existing structure, so we could not put up our own metal or wooden and then run something across. But if there was something existing where you could run, they would probably approve it. So, but I think it would be great. You see them all over. I mean,
So we need to look and see if there's any existing anything.
Well, I mean, you think telephone poles.
Yeah.
Tall tree.
Something that you could do that, because I mean they're everywhere. I mean,
And the question is, would we put it over 2 lanes here, 2 lanes here, and the median go all the way over, or just from one end of the street to the median?
If you have to have a post, it'd have to be from side
I think
to
you could
side.
make it big enough where if it hung, you could read it from both sides, basically. And obviously you'd have to make it where it's interchangeable, where the dates would change whatever each year, but it just hung. And the same thing, you could use it for your Christmas parade, or you could use it for 4th of July or whatever. But maybe we need to really make a push next year early on that. And on what we can do
I
with
think
that.
that's a good idea. And I think that once NES approves the power hookup out here with the sign out front, that's going to help, where we'll be able to really market that. Yeah, and again, with the marketing, one of the things I've done is every day I put something new on the Facebook page. And I know Jerry has been promoting it pretty heavily on our local access TV. I'm hoping we have a lot of viewers on that. But one thing that Chief Walker came up with, and I just thought this was a great idea, when we did National Night Out, he suggested, why not create a banner for Facebook as your cover picture, and then ask everyone to change their cover pictures. I've actually got that banner created. I haven't put it up yet, but I think that if we got everyone on Facebook to make that their cover photo, their cover banner, not their profile photo, I think that'd be really neat to do too.
Reach a lot of people.
So the idea is for the upcoming event is to just have a big banner at that corner just down from the post office,
Yes.
so people don't miss where to turn.
Well, we're gonna do that, but I even like the idea if we could get a banner to stretch over Floyd Mayfield. I don't know if we could do that.
I'm thinking,
Is there
I'll
a,
look at it tomorrow and we'll see what
Okay.
looks like we can do that.
Tom,
Sir?
is there an issue with NES in this sign out? sign?
Yeah, thank you. I was going to ask that.
That may be an AC.
That's an AC
It
question.
has to be, there are certain standards that it has to be at, and with all the rain we've had, you dig the hole out, rain, and it fills back up, then NES comes out and goes, it's not deep enough. Well, you dig it out, then NES comes out, been raining again, it's not deep enough. We've had that happen twice. And the one time that we did have it, we were like 1.5 inches off. Well, 1.5 inches under that was nothing but rock. So we had to bring out a jackhammer. We jackhammered it out. So it was dug out again today. So if NES will come tomorrow, we'll be in good shape. If they don't, it rains, and we'll probably be the same thing.
Yeah,
again,
there's a
but right now
chance
it's
of
good.
rain tomorrow.
I know.
Yeah, but it's not a
We
big
just need to
chance.
hurry on
A tarp
out.
or a piece of wood over it, keep,
You can, but it washes in around the sides. I mean, but it's right now it's good. We're gonna get on the phone first thing in the morning and see if we can get them out here.
Well, it's a really nice looking sign.
It
I
is.
can't wait for it
I'm
to light
surprised it
up.
wasn't.
Once we know the power
I didn't
goes to it,
realize
we're
that.
gonna have the rock wall around it with the flower bed under
Oh,
it.
very nice.
And I, we'll be doing some other things also with it to make it really pretty. It's
Very
been a
nice.
9-month, 12-month project now, and it's like,
It'll be worth it.
Just
Yeah.
a quick kind of memory test for me. Didn't we at one point either have or talk about a contest for the Welcome to Laverne sign?
we
logo?
did,
I
we
think
did.
Did that happen?
We did have the
Yeah, I
contest, we
think
did
they
have
did.
winners, but
Or no
none of
signs?
them were really the whole image that
I'm
we
gonna tell you,
wanted.
some of them were funny as you can imagine, but
Jason
Not appropriate.
entered
not what
some,
you
and
wanna
it was
put
like,
up.
Oh, you weren't going to
Yeah.
put them up on the sign, eh?
Okay, okay.
Oh, they were good.
I
mean,
just thought that was the winning one.
they were just not what.
not what we were looking
Right,
for.
right.
Not, but
Maybe we
they,
can try it again another time.
they were fun, yeah.
But,
Sorry,
So
Jason.
I find I'm a little concerned about people being angry at ticket sellers for the hot air balloon. So on our site and on the Facebook site, you're going to do, something that if anybody looks there, they're going to realize that, hey, you know what, this thing, you show up, and if the guy's willing to run it, and
Well,
stay calm,
and the bottom line,
right?
Deborah, is that safety has to come first. And if the winds are too strong, he can't do it.
Yeah, but my point is, if you have a statement like that clearly on our Facebook page and the city's page, then if people are coming up and being obnoxious, like if I'm working the table, then I will be able to readily note that it was on the Facebook page, it was on the
Yes.
city page.
Yes.
He controls it, we don't, and then
Whether- yeah,
invite them to
weather
go to the back of the
permitting.
line
Just a disclaimer.
for
Yeah,
having an attitude problem.
yep.
So, because, so when people are waiting, they can be pretty nasty. So just to be preemptive,
We can do that.
is that stupid?
not at all.
I'm apparently the worrier at this table.
The one other thing that I did want to point out, though,
One of my
is
best things, unfortunately.
the Tony Logue Band, 5:30 to 6:30. What's exciting about that is our music teacher at Roy Waldron Elementary, he is in that band. So that's going to be fun to watch.
The Tony Band?
Tony Logue Band,
Oh,
yes.
good to know.
He is not Tony Logue, he is Jason Monday, but he's in the Tony Logue Band.
Cool.
And I'm very, very excited that they're going to be there. But all of these people I have heard, and they're just like, wow.
Good deal.
Well, somebody who used to be with the Allman Brothers. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm impressed with I really like the versatility that you have in entertainment this year. A very diverse group of entertainment schedules, and I mean, there's anything from hip hop, country, Christian. It's a nice combination, something for everyone in the community.
Singer-songwriters, bluegrass. That's what we tried to do this year. A little bit of everything.
Is it on here? What's the cost to get into the event? Free. Very good. And the music is free. You just have to
Music
be
is
close
free.
enough to hear it.
The free things, and I talked with Miss Cheap of the Tennessean today.
Good.
And she can only publish things that are free, so we talked about the parade. The Skin and Bones Animal Circus, there's no fee for that. There's no fee for any of the entertainment. There's no fee to walk around and look around.
Nice.
You will pay to ride the carnival rides. You will pay a small fee for the hot air balloon if the pilot says we're good to go. To buy food, we've got the roasted corn on the cob coming. They've got deep fried Twinkies and Oreos, which I'm like, ugh, I feel my arteries clogging,
Yeah,
but
okay.
yum.
So if a family doesn't have a lot of resources, they could bring food in?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yay.
Yep.
And
Under the entertainment tent, we will also have like tables set up and chairs, so if they want to have a family picnic, that's fine.
do we have the gentleman from last year with the white beans? That was a.
He's
pretty
coming
good hit.
back.
Well,
Amanda,
he's
you want to talk
family,
about
isn't he?
that?
Yeah, he'll be here.
That's your dad?
Right.
His name is Dad.
Okay.
Is he going to be on the top of the hill again?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to get to the top of the hill early. Because
But we've got
he sells
shuttles, we
out.
got shuttles that'll take you up to the
Oh,
top
good,
of the
because
hill.
he sells
So
out.
we got, also the kettle corn guy is also confirmed.
Very nice. So come out. Last
out.
year, what was the estimate of our body count last year? Does anybody, unfair question.
I didn't do it.
But it's
I mean,
been
I wasn't
growing.
in charge last year, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, there were a lot. There were a lot of people there.
Over the last 2 years, I've heard anything from 5,000 to 10,000, depending on what day, combination of the days. But we even got through the year we had the helicopter. We tried to get them to kind of take an aerial shot so we could kind of guesstimate. But anyway, it was quite a bit. That Saturday especially. I think the trick for, as we get better, keeping them there longer. I hope that, how late is our music run to on Saturday night? Is it to 11 again? Or
Saturday night, I know the carnival rides go to 11 or 12, depending on the crowd. If it thins out, they'll shut it down. Entertainment will probably go till 8:30 or 9.
I think that's better at least.
And one of the things that I'd like to do this year, so AC, you put on your seatbelt, I want to get the white Christmas lights and put up under that entrance tent. It's something that we've talked about, is better lighting from the entrance tent up to the carnival. We're working on that this year because that's an area that we've been challenged in previously.
Yeah, we don't want dark spots.
No.
Only reason I brought that up was, again, I mean, I think two of our biggest bands we paid the most for the last 2 years.
Empty.
I mean, there was 5 people watching.
They were the best entertainment too.
They were good too. But
But
Well,
those
the
5 people
first
had a
year, the
great
Wanna
time.
Beatles performed, and they had the Smyrna Laverne football game
yeah,
that night. This year, the game is 2 weeks before.
it's this weekend.
We also, the thing about it is too, it is football season and it's right, when it's first starting up. So on Saturday, UT usually has a game. So you have a rush, it'll be dead. And then all of a sudden people will just show up.
I've got good news about that too. TDS is coming, and they are setting up where they can like watch the game right there at the park.
The big screen.
Really, where's the TV going to be?
They have their little TDS truck.
Oh, that's
It's
going
gonna
to
be-
set up somewhere in the park?
It's probably going to be over near the food court.
Oh, good
because
idea.
it
Near the
has to be
food's a good
on the
idea.
Pavement.
That's,
We-
that's Alabama, Texas A&M weekend, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Wow.
Where did that voice come from?
Back there. We've got sponsors. We've got
Harrison would agree.
Saks is this year. Ingram Content Group said yes as a sponsor this year. I'm thinking of some of our big ones. Bridgestone. We've got.
Ajax Turner?
Huh?
Ajax Turner?
No,
They
they
did,
never
really?
said yes.
Wow.
We've got Dr. Patel, the dentist. We've got Creekview Dental. And these are some of our big sponsors. Severn Trent, American Development Corporation. The sponsors have really picked up this year.
Very good.
It's because we're the place to be.
We are going to be the place to be. Miss Cheap says so.
I agree.
And I have to say, sponsors have not always been that way. Well, in fact,
Nope.
for years, going back years, tents were given away basically, and so good deal. And has that been y'all again as well as far as Parks and Rec, or has Missy helped out with that again, or?
Actually, the sponsors, I've worked on that. I know Deborah and Montique have gone around to the local places asking them if they want to be like the $50. The bigger sponsors, we've done calls and follow-ups and letters and everything like that. But for some of the local-owned businesses rather than the big corporate type businesses, they've really worked hard. Deborah and Montique have.
And I'm sure you have, so make sure that you're.
Missy's helped a lot putting the entertainment schedule together this year.
Well, sounds like
We've worked hard.
you've worked hard, and we want
It'll be
everyone to
good.
come out and again enjoy your city, enjoy your celebration, and offer suggestions, and let's make it better each year. But
And I'd like to also mention the Civil Air Patrol is
Yes.
going to do our parking this year, which was
Oh.
a huge issue last year. But they've agreed to come out. They're actually going to camp in our park. So they'll be available for parking for pretty much the whole day, which
Nice.
is necessary. 'Cause-
Well, I think they're doing Saturday and Sunday
Right,
parking.
right.
And then we've got them also to help with the hot air balloon,
Right.
people on and off the balloon.
And there's
Nice.
there's several of them. Didn't they say like 15 or 16?
I think
of them?
15 or 20 are
Yeah.
coming, Civil Air Patrol.
So is that volunteer?
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, that's volunteer.
Nice.
They have to have so many volunteer hours also. And because AC was nice enough to let them camp, they're like, yeah, we'll make it a whole big event. And we're like, okay.
Hey, we need their help, so I
That
don't
is
mind
so
giving up a little
cool.
space for them to camp on.
Nice. Where are they going to camp?
They're gonna camp actually behind our shop, just inside the fence.
Oh,
So they'll
nice.
actually be in the park. You know, we'll have security and all, but they're gonna have tents set up in the grassy area just on the other side of our fence.
Up in the
Very
top of the
nice.
hill.
Top.
Right,
hill, yeah.
exactly. Very nice. I kept seeing the ice hockey area.
It's up from that,
Yeah,
you know where
exactly.
the shop is.
Yes, I
It's just
do.
right up there on top of the
Yes.
hill.
So I was thinking that would be hard. They might not like that.
Yeah.
Good deal. Any other comments, old timers?
About the entertainment, I just want to say, I think the main stage is going to do better this year because it's moved up front where it's visible, because they're so far back, trying to keep people, it's going to be visible. I think it'll do better up front, so I think that's a wonderful move.
Yeah, we've kind of listened to everything for the last few years to see what works and what doesn't. And that was because of the attendance with some of these amazing groups. We're like, well, if we put it up front, far enough away from the carnival, but near the entrance tent where people know they're actually there. And again, we'll be handing out the maps. On the back of the maps, we'll have the entertainment schedule so people will also know who's on when. I think it will help.
Very nice.
So up to what point, Kathy, will you be accepting applications for food, craft, vendors?
August 30th is the deadline for everything, with the possible August 31st extension for the pageant for the girls from the workshop.
And that's all available on the website, or?
Yes, it's all there. oldtimersfestival.com.
Crafter list looking good?
Crafter list is still, we don't have as many as we had. I've been on the phone talking to people, asking, please come back to us. But the ones that we have are very strong. One of the crafters makes fudge. Yeah.
All right. Guys, the next meeting is September 16th, 6 o'clock, which will be just the Monday after Old Timers.
be here for that.
You're going to take that one off? Okay.
How can the
You can
third
take
week
it.
in Monday be the 16th?
Well, it falls on the 2nd, the 9th, and the 16th,
Really?
right? Isn't that
I
one?
don't know, I'm gonna have to look at, I plan on being here the third week of every month. That just seems pretty early,
It is, but
putting in my travel.
I'll, we'll have to work on that, I guess.
Yeah, I hope I have that problem at some point in my life.
All right, guys, we'll go around real quick for comments. Anything? Start with you, Deb.
When I walked in today, I had this thought, so people just stick it in the back of their head and let it sit there for a while. We've got this really nice area coming into the building. And when we put flowers and stuff in there, it's ongoing maintenance. And we could put some food in there. Blueberry bushes propagate very well. Chestnut trees propagate really well. And once they root well, we don't have to keep watering them a lot unless we have a drought. So, maybe over the next few months we could think about that. I know it's not in Laverne city limits, but the stuff I've been getting comes from the Bamboo Conservatory down in Summertown. But if they'll give me a really good price, I can try to pick up stuff to put in there. And what'll happen is, if people like the idea of blueberry bushes, they won't have any chemicals on them unless the city puts chemicals on them, and people can snack coming and going. But it'd look nice. And
You've never had blueberries in your garden, have you?
I do.
Oh, you're a mess.
I do. Oh, well, see, the birds
Yeah,
tend
the
to get
birds,
them.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about bird droppings?
Well,
Oh, because I haven't had that problem.
No,
So, just there are thoughts that we could do in there, and then it'll look like something's ongoing there, and it won't have to be switching out with an ongoing financial load. So maybe a discussion for a couple months.
Oh, I love
workshop?
berries, but I'm
Yeah.
just,
Maybe a gumi. Have you ever done a gumi?
I haven't.
Gumi's killer.
All right, Bruce, you got anything?
No, I'm sorry I'm not going to be here for Old Timers Festival, but I will be here for Howl at the Moon, and
Okay.
will help in any way I can if somebody lets me know.
Okay. Jason?
Just hope everybody comes out for Howl at the Moon this Friday night. So give me some good competition.
All right. Laura?
It'll be a busy month.
Yep.
Can't wait to see everybody out there.
Ms. Deb?
I just wanted to briefly say that I am very excited between the staff of the Parks and Rec and Kathy contributing and our committee. I think we have a very excellent group of very enthusiastic individuals, and I'm really pleased to be working with everyone.
I agree with that.
I think without Bob being here tonight, I'm actually the longest member on the board.
I didn't
And
know
I've
if you
seen
were going to
tremendous
say,
improvement over the, I don't know how long I've been on the board, 4 or 5 years, but I've seen exactly what you're saying. It seems to be a much more cohesive, and we're getting a lot more done, and a great team in place.
I agree with that. And
I
while
agree.
you brought up Bob, just want to keep everybody keep Bob in your prayers. He's going through a little bit with some health issues, but
Bob?
yeah, I believe he'll be okay. But he's been going on. He's been fighting some things. So he called me tonight, and he couldn't be here. But
He'll be back soon.
he'll be back.
Well,
I
if
think
he
he'll be
needs
back
help,
Friday,
you'll
hopefully.
tell me, right?
So, I'm sorry.
If he needs help with anything, you'll tell me? Okay.
Other than that, guys, I want to thank you all as well, and for
Yeah, and thank all of
planning.
you,
So,
working on Sunday and all the other times.
I agree. Having said all that, we will adjourn. Good night.